So we've talked about the 5 laws. How do they relate to selling?
Well, what is selling? I think you when you opened up, Mark, you talked about some people think of selling as being about convincing people to do something they don't want to do or even need to do. Of course, it isn't. Sales is about helping people. It's about understanding what people do want to do and helping them to do that. Some people might think that sales is about taking advantage of others, but the reality is sales is about giving people more advantage. But the great upside down misconception about sales is that it's an effort to get something from somebody, when the reality is that sales is precisely the opposite. It's actually about giving. And I don't mean that figuratively speaking, I mean that quite literally. If we trace back the origins of the word sell, it comes from the Old English word sellan, spelled S-E-L-L-A-N, and sellan meant to give. So when you're selling, you're quite literally giving.
What are you giving when you're selling?
You're giving time, you're giving attention, you're giving counsel, you're giving insight, you're giving education, you're giving empathy. But most of all, you're giving value. So if you're in sales, you should be really proud of what you do, because all of those gifts of giving, all of those things are very, very worthy and very, very important in business and in society.
What's the determining factor that separates merely good salespeople from salespeople who follow this stratospheric philosophy?
It's really that shift in focus, Mark. It's really that shift in focus that makes the difference. And that's why we say you can't make a sale. And someone might say, "What do you mean you can't make a sale?" That's what we do every day. We're in sales. We make sales. And we would challenge that by saying, in any free market economy, you can't make somebody do something they don't want to do, no matter how hard we try. So if you can't make a sale, what can you do? Well, what you can do, you can create an environment where that person chooses to buy, because they get to know you, they get to like you, they get to trust you, they get to understand that the product or service you provide is going to help them to achieve their goals. It's going to help them to address their need or meet their desire. And they come to that conclusion and they choose to buy. So you're creating an environment where you receive the sale. You're not making the sale, you're receiving the sale.
And how do you respond when someone says, "That's just semantics"?
Yeah, I would agree with the way it is. You could say it is semantics, but I think semantics are important not only in what we tell other people about what we do, but also in what we tell ourselves about what we do. You see, if you have in your mind the idea of making a sale, then it's all about you. Your mindset's on you, on your product, on your service, on the sales target you're trying to achieve. Your motivation is coming from that point. But if your focus is on the other person and helping them to achieve what they're trying to achieve, helping them to create value, helping to touch their lives in some way, now your focus is on them and helping them to achieve what they want to achieve. And that's exactly where your focus should be.
Sales success is all about shifting your focus to the customer and the value you create for them, which would be an ideal spot to end this interview. So thank you very much.
A real pleasure. Thank you, Mark.